6 Huge EastEnders spoilers for next week from the 25th to the 28th of March 2024. 1. Ben Mitchell arrested at husband Callum Highway's birthday party. Callum attempts to save face when it's clear that Ben hasn't made any plans to celebrate his birthday. But Ben receives pressure from daughter Lexi Pierce and Jay Brown to step up. After Mitchell romance advice from dad Phil, Ben throws a surprise birthday party for Callum. Callum is touched by the gesture, but things take a disastrous turn when the police arrive to arrest Ben. He protests his innocence as he's held at the station, where details of a previous crime come to light. But what exactly has Ben done? Unfortunately, viewers know there's a rather long list of crimes Ben has previously got away with. 2. Callum takes action over Ben's situation. Tensions rise between Jay, Phil and Ben's mum Kathy Cotton, and while Phil calls in family solicitor Richie Scott to help Ben, an argument soon erupts. Lexi arrives home in the middle of the row, and demands to know the truth. Richie arrives to speak to Phil, but Lexi is adamant that she deserves to know what's going on too. Later, Phil takes a call from Ben, who shares a request. As the week continues, Jay and Lexi visit Ben at the police station, but things don't go smoothly and Lexi decides to leave. Meanwhile, Phil and Callum have a heart-to-heart after Callum refuses to see Ben, and Phil encourages him to give Ben a second chance. Kathy grows suspicious by Phil's behavior and confronts him, and as the Mitchells continue to cope with Ben's situation, Detective Callum uses his job to his advantage. But what will Callum do, and how will Ben's exit scenes play out? 3. Whitney Dean returns with Britney Wainwright, and a secret. Zach and Whitney continue to clash when they arrive home to the built cot for their baby, and Zach leaves as Lauren and Britney arrive. Whitney catches Britney secretly discarding her bedsheets, having wet the bed. Zach later reveals he found food hidden under Britney's bed, and points out that they need to tell social services. Britney overhears and explains why, causing Zach to open up about his own experience as a foster child before taking the teen for a cooking lesson at Walford East. Whit takes a phone call from social services, but Lauren hears the conversation and presses Whitney, who soon reveals all. Lauren insists that Whit must tell Zach the truth, but their conversation is interrupted by Peter Beale and his date, who are heading to Lauren's 30th birthday do at the Albert. At the party, Lauren reasons that she's been too hard on Whitney after a chat with Chelsea Fox. Whit promises to tell Zach the truth, but what exactly is she hiding? 4. Dean Wicks frames Jean Slater. Jean is shocked to see Jade Massoud back in the square so soon after her hospital stay, and Dean leaves her in charge of the teen after a reporter from the Walford Gazette requests an interview. Johnny Carter interrupts the interview, offering to give a character reference on Dean. Alone with Jade, Jean presses her, discovering that Dean has been administering her medication. Jean then finds the empty pill cases, but Dean returns home just as Jean is trying to take Jade back to the Slaters. Dean thinks on his feet and puts the blame for the empty tablets on Jean, but will he get away with it? 5. Avani Nandra-Hart plays matchmaker for Priya Nandra-Hart and Ravi Gulati. Avani skips school and conjures up a plan to explain her absence, while mum Priya Nandra-Hart's flirty banter with Martin Fowler is interrupted by a message about Avani's truancy. Priya and Martin find the teen in the playground, and Avani is amused by dad Ravi Gulati's jealousy over Martin. Avani tells brother Devinder Nugget Gulati that she plans to get Priya and Ravi back together. Priya asks Martin on a date, but Avani tries to play matchmaker by fibbing to Ravi that Priya is ill. Both men arrive at the house at the same time, but Martin gets the wrong idea and leaves, with Priya furious over her daughter's antics. Priya and Ravi chastise Avani, and Ravi encourages Priya to go on a date with Martin at Walford East, where Priya and Martin get on well. But Avani wreaks havoc by pouring wine onto Martin's lap during the date. Will her plans work? 6. Yolande Trueman despairs over troubled Denzel Danes. Amy Mitchell is upset when Denzel once again chooses the gym over her, and he snaps when she lectures him on her fitness obsession. He feels guilty, then gets a text informing him that his steroids are being delivered today. But he clashes with Yolande in the cafe when she questions him on his diet. Priya advises Yolande to remain firm, but Denzel remains closed down at home and Yolande hides the mysterious package that arrives for him. Nugget and Denzel make amends after he lies about his confrontation with Yolande, and Nugget speaks to Yolande at the laundrette. But when Kat catches Denzel stealing his parcel from Yolande's bag, will his purchase of the steroids be exposed? EastEnders has confirmed that Denzel will succumb to steroid use as his struggle with body image spirals, with the BBC soap working with Charity With You to accurately portray the topic.
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của OK Spoiler. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn video tiếp theo.